Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
Integrated Life Choices has been inspiring opportunities for individuals with disabilities for more than 15 years in Lincoln and across Nebraska by offering a number of services. From group homes to independent living resources and job training, you'll find the support that allows people to live fulfilling lives. They're also hiring. If you're looking for a rewarding career supporting people with developmental disabilities, you can check out open positions along with learning more about services at ilc.net. Integrated Life Choices.
Hey guys, Jake Sorensen here from Early Break, and on behalf of the entire 93.7 The Ticket team, we are excited to announce this fall we are teaming up with Husker Extra for the Big Red Brunch. We'll have big names from now and the past from Husker Sports, and that all starts on Wednesday, August 9th for the Big Red Brunch Golf Scramble at Tiburon Golf Club in Gretna. Sign up to play today at omaha.com and find the Big Red Brunch tab. You won't want to miss this on August 9th at Tiburon in Gretna.
I always had to be so good, no one could ignore me. Carve my path with data and drive. But some people only see who I am on paper. The paper ceiling, the limitations from degree screens to stereotypes that are holding back over 70 million stars. Workers skilled through alternative routes rather than a bachelor's degree. It's time for skills to speak for themselves. Find resources for breaking through barriers at tearthepaperceiling.org. Brought to you by Opportunity at Work and the Ad Council.
Serve Nebraska believes that volunteers are part of what makes Nebraska great. Each year, the Step Forward Awards honors volunteers from across the state who serve their communities in outstanding ways. We hope you'll join us this year at the Step Forward Awards Luncheon on October 27th in Omaha. Help us thank volunteers with a celebration to remember. To register, visit serve.nebraska.gov and click Register Now. We hope to see you there. Paid for by Serve Nebraska. Aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
This is how we do every day. We be grinding, and if you want to come and test us,
if you love them enough to turn off your music and pretend like their music is your music.
This is Mommy's jam.
Then surely you'll check nhtsa.gov/the right seat to make sure they're in the right car seat.
Let's play it again.
Check today at nhtsa.gov/the right seat. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, the Ad Council.
I know that a lot of times, Mom, it might not seem like I'm listening to you, but I am. I hear you. And what you say really does matter to me.
I mean, let's be honest. No kid likes rules, but I get why we have them. I hear you, and because you care.
For more information about talking with your kids about underage use of alcohol and other drugs, visit underagedrinking.samhsa.gov.
Sponsored by DHHS and aired in cooperation with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Alexa, play 93.7 The Ticket.
Okay, playing 93.7 The Ticket.
Alexa, turn down the lights.
Dimming the lights.
Alexa, order a pizza. The big one. All the toppings.
Are you sure that's a good idea?
Alexa,
that's a lot of pizza for just one man.
Alexa, just do it. Stop judging me, just do it.
As you wish.
Thanks, Alexa. You're my best friend. Early Break with Sip and Jake.
Quick question. Where does the term dog pile? Because I've never seen a pile of dogs in my life. I've never seen that. If we've ever seen just driving down the road, there's like, wow, there's 12 dogs on top of each other. So where does dog pile come from?
Oh, that's a good question.
And that is a standard.
That's a good question.
You say dog pile to anyone, they know it. It's not a dog pile. Never seen a pile of dogs. Never in my life.
Early Break with Sip and Jake from 6 to 8 every weekday morning.
A Shiro's work is never done. You care for the house, the kids, and our future. We're so grateful for all you do. Now it's time to care for yourself and save a little more for retirement. A 3-minute online chat can give you the personalized tips you need to boost your retirement savings now. Visit aceyourretirement.org/Shiro today.
A public service announcement brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
The captain, Vershawn Jackson.
Rich Guy in the doubles here. If you had to pass the baton down to the new guy and say, that's the new pipeline, what does that look like?
Conditioning for me ultimately is a game changer. I don't care how much you can bench, how much you can squat. If you can start a game and finish a game in the same condition in the extreme elements. You're going to have the ability to wear down your opponent. And that's what we took a lot of pride in. By the third and fourth quarter, they were dog tired. They knew it was coming at them again. Same it was in the first quarter.
How was your drive to school?
Let me tell you, I had to get my coffee first. My favorite rapper just announced a tour. I'm so excited. I had to text all my friends right then to talk about it. Then someone started calling me and...
Let's try that again.
I turned my phone off right away. I never drive distracted.
Visit StopTextStopWrecks.org. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
Mario fue pintor más de 30 años. Cuando me dijo que se le estaban olvidando las cosas, fue difícil. Un día me dijeron que pintara el marco del lado por dentro y pinté el lado de afuera.
Yo le diría a la gente que le diga a su familia lo que está pasando con él.
Si algo se nota diferente, podría ser Alzheimer. Es momento de hablarlo. Visita alz.org/nuestras historias para saber más. Un mensaje de The Alzheimer's Association y The Ad Council.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. The home of Kansas City Royals baseball. KNTK FM Firth. 37 The Ticket. Live from the 93.7 The Ticket studios in the heart of Lincoln, America. This is Lloyds in Lincoln with former Syracuse Orange and Long Beach State basketball star Ramel Lloyd Sr. and current Nebraska basketball athlete Ramel Lloyd Jr. on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Here are your hosts, Ramel Sr. and Ramel Jr.
All right, welcome into Lloyds in Lincoln right here on 93.7 The Ticket Weekends. I am Harrison Arns pushing the board, and then we got the host, Ramel Lloyd Jr., Ramel Lloyd Sr., here as always, making up for me not being here last weekend. But it's good to have these guys in here. How's it going, guys?
Good. Good morning. Happy Sunday, as usual. Had a little funny thing this morning. This guy actually beat me here to the studio.
I mean, we was both a little late regardless, but I still won.
I'm coming straight from the car right to the mic. That never happens. Like, I'm always like 10 to 15 minutes early. You know, I can crack jokes over there with the boss man, DP. I pull up today and he's here. So something's going on. So that's a little strange for today.
Are you usually pretty much on time? Or are you one of those guys that's showing up 5 minutes, 10 minutes early?
I'm pretty much right on time.
I'm
not a morning person, and this is considered morning. My weekends, I like to sleep in until about 12 to 1 o'clock. So obviously I can't do that. So I'm a little, I get here.
Yeah, on time is late to me. Like,
okay.
I'm like, no, you're right. You know? So I guess we could say late.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
If you're like pulling up like right on time, to me that's late. So I like to be here a little bit earlier. And I don't know what happened today this morning. I was up. I was in my bed. That rain.
I think the rain. I was pushing it pretty close this morning too.
I didn't want to
inside the huddle.
I didn't want to get up.
When you hear that rain early in the morning like that, snooze button's a little more tempting.
Oh, absolutely. But you know, here in Lincoln, what I've learned is that there's there's every season within one day. So, all through the night it's raining. It's you hear the rain hitting on your window, and you're comfortable and you laid up. So by the time it was time for me to actually get up and start moving or come outside, the sun was nice and bright like it was a summer day. So I was just confused. I already had my rain gear ready, my hoodie ready to go on, and I had to change my whole fit. Like, oh, it's sunny out.
Yeah.
So welcome to Nebraska.
Yeah, what's that weather been like for you, Ramel? I'm just kind of curious. I love people coming to Nebraska and just, you might end up visiting on a nice day, but to get that longevity-wise, it's usually up and down.
Yeah, at first for me, so obviously I got here last year in the summer, so I feel like it was way hotter last year in the summer.
Yeah, it was.
I don't know if I'm tripping or not, but the humidity and the heat was way different last summer, and I was not used to it. It was not fun. It was hot. I was sweating, and then it would just start raining. I feel like there was more thunderstorms at night. Last summer was very different. It was not fun for me, but this summer the weather has been a little bit different. I feel like so. I'm getting used to it, though.
Yeah, it's been nice. And again, if you guys want to join the show, hit up the Sartor Heyman text line 402-464-5685. And we're streaming on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, and Allo channel 951. If you guys want to ask for Mel Lloyd Jr. or Sr. any questions. But you guys were in last week. You said you talked a little bit about the summer league,
Yep.
so we don't have to dive into that one too much. But just quick, fill me in. What would you guys all talk about last week? And we kind of break off from there and keep it going.
Yeah, last week I think we talked a little bit about Wemby. What his performance was like.
Mm-hmm.
You know, what we thought about him moving forward in the future. We thought about talked about some of the kids that actually Ramel grew up playing with and against, some of his old teammates. So it was just overall, it was just good. It's just good to see, especially for me, because as you know, mostly I've coached Ramel since he's been young.
Mm-hmm.
So I've been able to coach against a lot of those kids, develop relationships with a lot of their parents and a lot of other coaches. So, and I've been following their careers as well since they've been like 10 years old. So to see those guys in the summer league for me, you know, it brings a sense of being proud of that they made it, and you know, knowing that we're also right on the right track.
Okay, let me double down on that then, because especially with you and Ramel taking him around, doing some of that travel ball stuff, trying to get him. I do worry that with some of the travel ball, the goals aren't necessarily there. If you have a guy like Ramel Lloyd Sr. who's seen it and knows where to go, it works out a little bit better. But some of these parents that don't really know where to send their kid with this travel ball stuff, the dollar signs, and then is that coach actually qualified to get that kid to the next level with the amount of money they're getting? You know, so when there's young kids growing up doing the travel ball stuff, you know, what are you looking for when you're setting Ramel up in those situations?
Right. Yeah. We talked just a little bit about that, but this topic is always relevant. You know, we always can continue to dive into this topic a little bit. You know, as far as when Ramel was really young, you know, it was easy because I was his coach himself. So I didn't have to worry about sending him to any particular place, right? Because I did it.
Right.
You know, I took care of him. We had great teams, and we were able to travel and compete. The funny thing about AAU and coaches is that any other organization that you work with, to be involved with kids, you have to take a background check of some sort. You do for AAU as for sanctioned events, if that makes any sense. But a lot of those events are not. And you know, essentially anybody could be the coach.
I could be the
right?
coach.
Yeah, I mean,
that's always my concern. You know, if you're doing this, you're taking it seriously, right? And a parent might not necessarily know. Like a guy like you is gonna be able to kind of pick that out and see right away, like, oh, he can't coach.
Yeah, well, yeah. You know, it's two different aspects of AAU though. You know, and just travel ball in general. You know, a lot of people expect for AAU and travel ball coaches to teach and coach, and that's great. All of that is great, and that's a bonus. And that's kind of how it was when I was growing up. We went to camps to actually learn how to play. We went to drills, and we went for teaching. AAU now is pretty much essentially for exposure, right? So people don't care as much if people can coach or if they're translating the right message. You're supposed to really do your own work on your own and get your game prepared. And AAU circuit is more for exposure. So just for you to go play, go to get ranked, go to get recruited, things of that nature. So it's just a little bit different. My goal would be to find a nice balance between a coach that actually knows what he's doing, has some experience, to make sure that they're giving your child the right information, as well as exposing him to the things that they need to be exposed to as far as recruitment. Because that's the bottom line, is trying to get a scholarship to a college, right? All the other stuff is nice to have, but at the end of the day, your sole purpose is supposed to be in order to gain a scholarship.
Yeah, I do like diving into that topic because you've talked about it before. In terms of like the U.S. players getting ready for the NBA, it kind of feels like some of those foreign countries are getting an edge, whether it's those guys like Luka playing pro ball early.
Right.
You see it with Victor playing in the France Pro League. He had some reps in there. So again, I do wonder, Ramel, I want to ask you with the travel ball stuff, you know, obviously it looks like it's working for you now. What went well during your time? Like, what are the skills that you picked up doing travel ball, you know, that if someone is skeptical about it would give them a little bit of hope?
I would say just playing. I mean, the biggest part about travel ball is you get a lot of reps at a young age. You get a lot of experience playing at high-level games and things like that. So for me, I mean, I grew up at a young age. I was 8 to 14 years old in travel ball in middle school, elementary, and I was playing at the highest level possible for my age group. So for me, that experience of just growing up, always playing against other really good guys and in bigger games per se in the AAU world. I mean, at the time it meant everything to us. Now I don't even remember what those big tournaments were called and things like that. But at the time it was everything. So just the experience of playing. I used to play 8, 9, 10 games a weekend sometimes. This team, this age group. So for me, I just felt like just as a young player, I think the biggest thing you can do besides training and all that at a young age, I just feel like you should just play.
Yeah.
And then when you get older, obviously you might want to cut it down a little bit, but at a young age, just play. And I feel like that's how you get better at that age more than anything else.
Yeah.
So how do you see that? Like when you were watching, Ramel Lloyd Jr. playing basketball, I think a lot of parents are out there that are maybe not sure if they're ready to take the next level. What do you see out there when you see a kid playing and he's like, okay, he actually does need to take a step up and play against more competitive teams?
Yeah, we touched on this a little bit as well. I think our philosophy and my philosophy is to allow the kids to play both their age group and also play up simultaneously.
Okay.
So one thing is that they're always understanding about how to compete at a higher level, right? Where it's not so easy for them. Obviously when you're young, the difference between 1, 2 or 3 years is huge, right? Just as far as the physical development is concerned. So even if you're playing up and you're not playing against the best competition, just playing against the physicality and the size is going to help you continue to hone your skills. And then you also have to play down to your level of competition so you can understand where you at, so kids can stay confident and they can stay dominant if they have that kind of skill set. You don't want kids to lose their confidence or automatically learn how to play a role at such a young age because they're playing constantly up all the time. And they don't understand, because it's a mindset, right? If you go up, maybe they just stick you in that corner to shoot threes because you're not physically ready to handle the ball against the defense or whatever the case may be. And sometimes you get caught in that whole playing style like that. That's how you begin to play. So you have to continue to play your age group so you can be creative. Creativity at a young age is one of the most important things in basketball.
Yeah, look at Jokic play. It speaks for itself.
Exactly. You have to have free creativity, right? And that doesn't mean you're always going to grow up and be that player that has the ball in his hand all the time and have that free creativity, but you have to find yourself at a young age. Like I always taught my young teams, there's no positions right now. I'll be like, I ask everybody to raise their hand, or who's the point guards here? Who's the 2 guards? And I make them raise their hands. And I said, no, there's no positions, because half of these kids, we don't know what you're going to turn out to be. So the biggest problem most people have, if a kid has a little height when they're a little young, they stick them down in a post or they make them big. And, Europeans have been developing that style forever, where they play positionless basketball. And I think that the style of play now in the NBA has changed to that. And that's where a lot of their success is coming from.
Yeah, I like that. It always is weird to me, especially because I remember, playing Little League basketball and they're kind of slotting guys in positions. And like you said, I ended up playing center my entire career.
Right.
6'2",
exactly.
not really getting it done at 6'2". I stopped growing pretty fast.
Yeah.
But that's the role you learn how to play.
Right.
So when it's time to be outside that role, it's like, well, I'm a junior in high school. I'm maybe
late.
on the wing taking 2 threes a game. That's about it. That's all you're getting from it.
Yeah, that's it. So you always want to avoid that trap of, and we go back again to talking about coaches that understand what they're doing and coaching kids at a young age. Like those guys who just sticking those kids in the post, they're just doing them a disservice because, like you said, they might stop growing at 6'2". They may, even if they do grow to be big, their skill set, you need all around skill set to play these days. And you look at the draft the last couple of years. Last year, let's think about last year. Who were some of the best players in college basketball? Was what's the big fellow name from Gonzaga? Timmy?
Yeah, didn't get Timmy didn't get drafted.
Timmy, he's a big, didn't get drafted. Big fella from UConn.
Yeah, what's his name?
Yeah, I can't remember his name.
Let me pull up the last year's draft, because there's multiple.
There's like 5 or 6
that
centers that were completely dominant in college and didn't even get drafted. Sheway. He was a player of the year.
Sanogo from UConn.
Yeah, let's go back to the Big Ten with big fella from Illinois. I mean, if he came out from Illinois, he's been out for no, my man from Coffee.
Coffee.
Yeah, Copeland, right. If he's out of college in my days, he would be a lottery pick. Yeah, I don't think he got drafted. Right? Did he get drafted?
No, he didn't. He did not.
He didn't get drafted.
No, I'm looking, trying to find right now. But
you gotta be like uber athletic and.
Yeah, well, it's either you're a super big skilled, or you are a rim protector lob threat.
No, I will say this:
one or two.
Kenneth Lofton Jr. is giving me hope. He
Okay.
kind of plays that. He's on the Memphis Grizzlies summer league team. It's his second year. You know, he still plays that old school center, and he's dropping 25. He's the guy that gave Chet problems.
No, I know
and
exactly who he is, but I think his game is extremely unique. He does everything as well. He's not typically just facing up, with his back to the basket and being big. I mean,
fair enough.
He has a unique body. He can handle the ball. He has a unique skill set, I think. He's not a typical big as well.
Yeah,
right.
He does. He can take you out your 3-point line, jab, crossover. Yeah, he has a little bit of everything.
Yeah, he can.
Someone
play.
like him with his body type, you can't really duplicate that. Like he's a one of a kind build, one of a kind guy because his whole game is just unorthodox in terms of.
Well, he didn't get drafted either, did he?
No, he didn't.
No, he got picked up.
He got picked out.
I mean, that's also a thing too. I mean, a lot of guys are getting going undrafted, but still getting the same contract as guys that do get drafted because of the two-way situation. So it's almost going in second round and going undrafted and getting a two-way. It's almost the same thing now. Like,
right?
Close. It depends on who your agent is and what you do. But there's a lot of guys. I mean, that win 42, and then there's guys that didn't get drafted at all. And they got the same contract. Yeah. So.
Well, like you said, Mel, good point is the agencies, because nowadays agents are actually calling teams saying not to draft their player because they already have something set up for them as a free agent or whatever. So a lot of the second round is kind of a little crazy because people think, oh, he didn't get drafted, but a lot of times they're told not to draft that certain player.
Yeah, I think people do forget some of these agents. It seems kind of preposterous, but these NBA organizations, they do kind of work with their agents at times, depending on who you are, kind of knowing that down the road, hopefully you kind of link them back up later, or like you said,
absolutely.
it's kind of in play already that it's going to happen.
Absolutely.
Just like everything else in life is all about relationships.
Yeah,
who you know what I'm saying, who you're cool with. So at the end of the day, if you go undrafted and your agent has to connect with this team or not, you might even get a better deal than you would get if you did get drafted.
You got drafted, yeah.
Because now you're a free agent, so you have all the room in the world to just make your own deal. You might get a 4-year, $7 million. You see guys go undrafted, get stuff like that. So it's
which is great, by the way.
No, I mean it's dope. Yeah,
I love that. Didn't Cliff Levingston? He just got the highest pick contract. He was the last pick in the draft. And he just signed for something crazy 4 years, something the highest ever for the last pick of the draft, guaranteed money.
Yep, and real quick, we do have one from Sanderson on the text line. So he says, "So I have been a coach for my son's youth team for a few years. We are guilty of this because size is such a premium thing to find. We put the tallest kids in the post. Hard to get away from that at this level." And there is some truth to that. I mean, hey, if you got a tall kid and he's got that advantage, let him get work around the rim. That's not going to hurt him.
Yeah,
It's just don't limit him.
I would say. I mean, obviously it's AAU, so you have a lot of games, a lot of room to wiggle things around.
Yeah.
I would just say, obviously, allow them to play to their strengths right now a little bit, but definitely just try to make sure that they're doing other things. I mean, even the guys that say even your guards that you have at this young age, put them in the post sometimes. Just completely switch around, do whatever. I mean, this is a time when you're young. It's just a time to honestly expand your game in any way. So I would just say switch it around, do whatever, and just see what happens, right, Puffs?
Yeah, no, I mean, you know what? He's right, because at this age, if you have size, you have to take advantage of that size. But what we're saying is not necessarily don't put them in position to be a forward or center, whatever. That's fine, but don't limit their games to being a forward or center.
Exactly.
If that makes sense. So if they get a rebound, they should be allowed to push instead of just trying to find a point guard and run the floor, right?
And even if early they make a couple mistakes,
it's okay.
Allow them to make those
mistakes.
mistakes.
Yeah. This
for
is
the long
development
run.
time.
Yeah, for the long run.
If they got a wide open three and they the center, they're the biggest guy on the court, you got to let them shoot that three, right? You can't be like, well, there's nobody down in the rebound. So I'm not saying like the guys that, like, if he's bigger than everyone else, they're probably going to play a bigger spot as far as forward or center or whatever, but still allow them to explore their game is what we're saying. You know, it kills me when those big guys get a rebound and they're just standing there looking for an outlet for a guard.
Yeah.
They're like in the fifth grade.
When you got a fast break ready to go.
Go ahead and rebound and push. If you make a couple mistakes, it's okay, because most likely that center is going to be a guard when he gets to high school or whatever the case may be. I mean, that's just It's just a fact. It's not guys don't grow up to 6'9", 6'10".
Yeah,
You know, so
I could have been the same way. I mean, I was
yeah.
I was huge my whole elementary through middle school, and I don't think I've grown really since sophomore year, freshman year of high school. Like, I mean, maybe a little bit,
You've
like
been
an
about
inch,
6'4",
but I've
6'5"
been
in
6'4" to 6'6" since I've been in the 7th grade.
Yeah.
So if I'm 6'4" in the 7th grade, obviously you're gonna think, man, he's gonna be 6'9", 6'10". I maxed out at 6'6".
Yeah.
And I would have been right with everybody else having the ball in my head, not knowing what to do with it when I get a rebound. So you know, I just say just develop all your skills no matter what size or whatever position you're playing right now. Just always develop your skills.
Yeah, absolutely. Like we said too, just continue to develop all your skills, and if kids tall, you know, it doesn't hurt to keep them at that around the rim. But like you said, doing those drills I think are important. Like at a young age, don't separate like, okay, fives, come over here, we're gonna do mic and drill for
no doubt.
30 minutes. Like
Yeah.
you spread all those drills out because you know, and I remember my high school basketball team, C2 Nebraska. Keep in mind, it's not like we were throwing it down every other play, but you know, we figured out, you know, just everyone doing all the drills. We didn't really split it up that much. Our shorter guards were actually great post players.
Yeah.
So it turned into a mismatch. It didn't look like he came down the court, but it's like, hey, if he's gonna play behind him, we'll just send our point guard down to post up and just an easy mismatch. Even though you know the height's the same, that guy's just not used to playing post defense.
You see last year, Penn State, Jalen Pickett, he was about 6'4", 6'3", 6'4", and he was posting up centers.
Everybody.
Like he didn't care who it was. Like he seen you on that island, you could be 6'10", 6'9". He was posting you up, and it was working.
You can even throw it to Sam Greasel.
Yeah,
you know, he did a lot of work in the paint.
Grease, they would put forwards on Sam, and Sam would get down there and do the same thing, because post isn't always about height. You know, it's post is a very skilled place to be. So if you have the touch and the skill and just the feel down there, it doesn't matter how big or tall you are, and vice versa. So
absolutely. And that's a good point to go ahead and hit our first break. This is Lloyds in Lincoln. We got the host, Ramel Lloyd Jr., Ramel Lloyd Sr., both in studio. As always, I'm Harrison pushing the ones and twos. We'll go to break. Lloyds in Lincoln, Ticket Weekends. We'll be back in a little bit.
So
Sunday morning, it's quiet. Not in a weird, too quiet way. Calm, peaceful, tranquil. You pour yourself that cup of coffee. You slice yourself a hearty chunk of one of the breakfast breads. An apple streusel guy. Nothing wrong with that. I can respect that. Personally, I'm a total nut man. Something about those pecans. But the real ones know, don't sleep on that date nut bread. Sweet, but not too sweet. Nutty, not overly. The perfect morning treat. Beatrice Bakery. Online at beatricebakery.com. Welcome to our world of yum.
Proud to be voted Best Vape Shop.
Generation V.
Is thrilled to announce our newest location is now open at 27th and Superior.
Generation V.
Explore with the largest selection of vape, Delate, Kratom, all your favorite brands of disposables, e-liquid, and premium THCA flower.
Generation V.
We'll guide you through our extensive collection to help you find the perfect fit.
Generation V.
With locations in Lincoln, Omaha, Seward, York, Kearney, and Beatrice. Visit our newest store now open at 27th and Superior in Lincoln. Generation Chemical.
This is your captain. We are going to be experiencing some slight turbulence. Please fasten your... Oh, hold on. Just got a video of my cat.
Imagine the pilot of an airplane was as confident as you are texting and driving. Seems when you put it like that.
Visit StopTextStopWrecks.org. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
Hi, Sean Callahan here of HuskerOnline.com, inviting you to join us here on 93.7 The Ticket every Saturday morning now in our new time. We're on from 8 to 9 with the weekly Husker Online radio show. We'll give you the latest in recruiting. We'll talk about what's going on with both football, basketball, and we'll probably share a few stories from the inside. It's every Saturday morning right here on 93.7 The Ticket. It's the Husker Online radio show from 8 to 9 a.m.
Adoption of teens from foster care is a topic not enough people know about, and we're here to change that. I'm April Dinwiddie, host of the new podcast, Navigating Adoption, presented by Adopt US Kids. Each episode brings you compelling real-life adoption stories told by the families that live them with commentary from experts. Visit adoptuskids.org/podcast or subscribe to Navigating Adoption, presented by Adopt US Kids. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services Administration for Children and Families and the Ad Council.
Hey, it's me, your cell phone. We need to talk about something serious. I know you love me. I know you like using me wherever you are, but I feel like this isn't working out when you're driving. I know you may think that it's possible possible to focus both on me and the road, but I just don't feel the same way. I think we should spend time away from each other when you're driving. It's for the best.
Visit StopTextStopWrecks.org. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
Nebraska State Veterans Homes are here to serve veterans, their spouses, surviving spouses, and Gold Star parents. Join your fellow veterans and their families at one of our homes in Bellevue, Kearney, Norfolk, or Scottsbluff. With a sliding scale to determine your financial contribution, an excellent clinical team, and plenty of fun activities, our homes are the perfect retirement choice. Learn more at veterans.nebraska.gov/homes. Sponsored by the Nebraska Department of Veterans Affairs, aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
How was your drive to school?
Let me tell you, I had to get my iced coffee first. I just can't seem to put it down. My favorite rapper just announced a tour. My phone was buzzing like crazy. I'm so excited. I had to text all my friends right then to talk about it. Then someone started calling me and...
Let's try that again.
I turned my phone off right away. I never drive distracted.
Visit StopTextStopWrecks.org. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
Sometimes I just cannot believe all the storms we've gone through here.
I can only hope that we'll be able to leave this house to you one day, baby. You're our legacy.
Planning for these disasters will make sure we're safe, and is the best way to protect that legacy.
Protect your legacy. Visit ready.gov/plan for the tools and tips you need to start your emergency preparedness plan today. Brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
You're listening to Lloyds in Lincoln with your hosts, Ramel Lloyd Sr. and Ramel Lloyd Jr.
All right, welcome back into Lloyds in Lincoln here on Ticket Weekends. I'm Harrison Arms, pushing the ones and twos. We got the host Ramel Lloyd Jr., Ramel Lloyd Sr. in here as always. And again, if you guys want to ask questions, Starter Heyman text line 402-464-5685. And we're streaming on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, Allo channel 951 for our Allo subscribers out there. It's been a great show so far. Thank you guys for chiming in, and feel free to do so as the show continues. And then real quick, I do want to get something from Pete Ferguson he sent during the break. Said, thank you for development philosophy. This needs to be articulated for the development of young ladies as well as preached to my daughter as well. So just talking about everyone there in general. And absolutely, because the youth development, like you said, you don't want to limit people early. That's the worst thing you can do to a young person is limit that creativity.
Yeah, absolutely. And did I not mention the girls when I said that? Because we definitely,
definitely goes both ways.
Yeah, both ways. We love to watch the woman. I had a daughter. My daughter played as well, so I coached her. I did the same thing for my daughter. So yeah, shout out Pete.
Did you see the women's all-star 3-point shooting contest?
I heard about it.
Oh my
I didn't
Lord.
see it, but
who
those
was it?
numbers
Kelsey
were unreal.
Yeah, it's Kelsey.
She missed like 3 shots.
Two. Only two.
The whole what was it? What was the exact numbers?
The record before was with the 3-point contest. Steph Curry and Tyrese Halliburton had it with 31, and she got 37.
37 was like out of 40.
I think. Let me double check here. Yeah, it's 37.
Unreal.
That's crazy.
Because I think one of them that she missed was worth 2, and then she missed one more to get to 37. But it's 40 total.
Can't even do that in a video game.
No, I've reloaded on 2K all the time, and I'm still like maybe getting in the 20s.
That's don't get me started on 2K.
You play 2K quite a bit, or?
I do, yeah.
I only play a little bit, but we got a story about that. You want to share?
2K?
Yeah, you want to share?
You breaking controllers at the Lloyd household, or what?
Wait, have we played since that last time?
No.
You know we didn't play since the last time. That's why I want you to share the story because.
Oh man, okay.
I'm a part-time. I play part-time. Here,
so
just dabble here and there.
So look. He beat me like 4 times in a row.
Okay, what are the teams though? This is gonna help your kids.
The teams were even.
Teams
were even. We don't usually use the best teams. We kind of like do kind of mid-tier teams, so it could be kind of fair. Like he'll use the Timberwolves and I'll get the Rockets, like kind of even matchups. But I lost by like 1 point 3 games straight.
Was it 3? Was it? I mean 5 games we played. The last 5 games. I'm thinking.
No, that wasn't. You didn't beat me 5 times.
Definitely was 5 straight.
It was like you
guys
4.
might not play again for another year.
Oh,
that's the way this is going.
No. Why would I play?
And that's the thing.
I'm up 5.
That's the thing. Like this thing. So if I'm just completely beating him and he's like getting blown out, he'll get mad and quit. So I always try to keep the game somewhat close.
No.
I'm serious, because if I really like go full try hard, he gonna quit on me.
Don't you think by the third game, if you losing, you're gonna go full try hard?
That's the thing. I did, but at that point, I had lost all rhythm. You was in a groove. Like, you just had it going at that point. But the first 2 games, I'm trying to keep it easy. You know, I'm thinking I'm gonna come back at the end and win.
Hey, listen.
So, but next time, there's never gonna be a time where I'm gonna go easy again, because he's gonna have to quit.
I've heard this story before.
No,
I've still won after you say you're going like halfway. It's the same thing like us in real life. How I got to make sure I let you win some of these shooting games to keep your confidence right. Is that what you're trying to say?
No, no. It's not even about confidence with you. It's about you gonna quit if I'm just completely. You feel me?
Yeah, but a quit is an L. I take the loss.
Right,
I don't quit and be like, something happened. I say, okay, I lost that one. Let's move on.
No, you quit and stop playing because you know you're gonna get too mad. Like, no, because that's the thing. The time before the last time we played, I was whooping on you. It was like 2 games straight, and then you quit, and I was still wanting to play. He's like, no, I'm gonna get mad. I ain't trying to play this. So I'm like, bet. So next time we play, I'm trying to take it easy so we can get some games in, and he wound up smacking me. So
yeah, well, you know. 5 times I say I'm the champ of the Lloyd family right
now.
now.
You are. You won't play me.
I'm a busy man. I don't have time to sit around and play video games.
It's Sunday.
You know,
I'm busier than you are.
So I don't know about that one, but
just gonna avoid it and stay on top.
Yeah. I'm gonna live on this as long as I can until I get the urge to get on the stage.
We can look. My PS5 is sitting in my apartment right now, nice and ready. Both controllers are charged. We can go straight to my.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, he says he be practicing. He be doing all these little game modes and practicing. After I beat him those times, I seen him doing some workouts on the game that I had never seen before. I was like, I've never even seen those workouts. Like, how do you do that? How do you do 3-on-3? He working on his handles in the game, different moves. I've never even seen those simulations, and I don't touch the game until we play. Like, okay, I'll play. My man is doing all kind of Rocky Balboa training before we play, and he still lost. So anyway,
I think when we move downtown, that's what we need to do is set up a 2K tournament.
Definitely.
No, don't.
Definitely.
If you do that, we gotta put some money on it. I'm coming home with all the bread.
All right, well.
I'd like to see. We got some guys in the
That's a great
studio
idea.
that are big on 2K.
I don't care. You could. I know we got some.
Who else plays?
We got some
I
gamers,
think
right?
Rico's pretty big on it. I play a bit
I
of
know
2K.
Rico's good.
I'm still on that 2K20 because I'm not going to cop up $60 for the same game.
Okay, that was absurd. 2K20 is crazy.
It is like 23.
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
Every other year. That's how you.
I just download the new rosters from someone because that's my biggest beef with those games. It's like, man, I got to keep coughing up the same. They're one of the Madden games. They had like 2K. It was like Madden 23, and on the stadium they still had Madden 22.
Yeah,
and I was like, how'd you charge me full price?
Yeah, I understand. I do understand that. We're not gonna talk about Madden.
Yeah, Madden. I be whooping on him in Madden.
I won a couple games, but I don't know. He cheats in Madden.
No, I don't. How do you cheat?
He makes all his players like Black Adam. You remember Black Adam? You know how fast Black Adam move? So my players are moving like regular players. And I don't know. He does something to the whatever it is. I don't know what he does before the game, but they're moving like 10 times faster than my guys.
I'm out on Madden. I think Madden's the most broken one out there.
Yeah.
Madden.
I like it, though.
It's fun until you start losing,
it's
right?
fun. It's fun because it's so realistic, but yeah, I don't know.
Wait. So we have there's like another show with gamers and things like that, right?
Yeah, we got Big Red Esports.
Right. Yeah, so we can get all them on the game. I'm ready for all the smoke.
I like to play those guys in 2K. That'd probably be a humbling experience.
I want all the smoke. All the smoke.
That's like you inviting them out to play basketball somewhere with you.
Oh, but that's the thing. Exactly. So if I go in their world and lose, it's okay. I'm supposed to lose.
You got an excuse. Built in excuses.
Yeah, I ain't got nothing to lose.
No, we got to set that up, though. I think that'd be a good time.
I definitely like that one.
Because, when we move down there, I think it's the last week of August is kind of where we're looking at now. But, yeah, man, I'm just excited. That's going to be great. Just the fan interaction, too.
Yeah.
Some of those guys, Sunday morning, they'll be walking by. They see the Lloyds in Lincoln are in. They'll be like,
come on in.
Yeah, come in, get a coffee.
Got coffee.
Be an awesome time.
You tell them a little bit more about what we're moving to. I know it's been out a little bit, but
so it's going to be on the corner of I think 11th and O. Old building. It used to be where the old Lincoln Journal-Star used to be. Old LES building, Lincoln Electric System building. We're taking that over. Right next to it's the Gravity Bar. He's had to come in here with Ricky C. Simmons, so that's nice to have right next door. But we'll have different vendors in there depending on the day, bringing in food for anyone who wants to stop by, listen in. get a couple autographs. I don't know anyone at the ticket that's refused an autograph yet.
Yeah,
we're all
for sure.
pretty nice, easy to talk to. But yeah, it's just gonna be awesome. I think the idea is gonna be, doors open to a certain point, get some
Yep.
food, hang out. There'll be a coffee area where you can just sit down, listen to the show. And then, yeah, after, especially if we get the 2K set up in there, you can play some games in the meantime. Who knows?
That's right. That's right. I drive by it every day, excited for August to come around and come quicker.
Yeah, it's crazy how fast. Fall's right around the corner too. So right now, at this point in the season, Ramel, what does it kind of look like for you on Nebraska basketball team? Obviously, it's not like you guys are breaking down scouting reports or anything, but what are kind of the drills you guys are all working on, getting ready? Got to talk to Mast. It was fun to talk about him because he's got big shoes to fill, let's be honest. But he seems like he's ready for the challenge. What have you guys been up to so far in the off season, and what are you really hammering on to get ready before the season starts?
Yeah, just a lot of mechanical work, just making sure we're in the right places and in the right spots. A lot of basketball is about angles and not only just athleticism and things like that, but it's about angles and being in the right spots and places like that. So we've really just been breaking down our defense or offense and making sure guys, new guys, old guys, are all getting in the right spots so it can be most successful. So it's been a great first week. Guys, I feel like the guys are meshing, everyone's getting along, and it's been really fun so far.
Yeah, and then we got Creighton's already announced. What is that? On the 7th, I believe you guys play Creighton.
December
7th. Yeah, December 7th.
Super excited. I can't wait to get in PBA. I got a whole year to watch and see how great it can get. And I'm just excited for it, to help build that momentum this year. So I'm super excited.
That's what I can't wait for it too, and especially when Creighton comes through. I mean, they're going to have bad intentions, but so we will.
Yes, sir.
It's going to be one of those
sir.
games. PBA is going to be rocking, and I think that was my favorite part of Nebraska basketball last year was the guys never gave up. It got, to a point there. You're losing your starters. You're looking at the next guys to step up, but you're expecting it to take a little longer. And man, they had a couple bad games and then just turned around. Everyone starts, really falling in line. Fell short in the Big Ten tournament, but I mean, through everything, the fact that they were able to still get PBA rocking, despite all the injuries, it's just an electric environment that, yeah, I'm really excited. I think what Fred Hoiberg has building here, what he's doing with the guys, I mean, he's got some guys in the NBA already. He's kind of building that road of getting players trust. I'm just really excited. Is there any players on the team that, you don't have to give the scouting report on them, but have really popped out that you're excited to play with?
Yeah. I mean, we got some new guys. I haven't got the chance to play with anyone yet in the actual game. So really just everybody, especially the guys that I came in with last year. Just being able to finally get on the court with them is going to be great. But also the new guys, they've all been great. So this is even being out there is going to be good for fun for me. So yeah,
absolutely. And Ramel, what are you thinking? For Nebraska basketball next year in terms of the Big Ten play in particular, what are you expecting from this team to improve on last year significantly? I have a few things that I definitely expect them to get better at, but I want to hear yours first.
Yeah, right. Well, first of all, I think they did a great, like you said earlier, they just did a phenomenal job, especially with all the injuries.
Yeah.
They established a defensive principle that they took into every game with the amount of energy, the amount of effort that they played with. And I think the defense has got them through some good wins in the Big Ten. It's really hard to score on that defense. Got to be hitting some outside shots to even break it down a little bit. But as far as things that I may see them improve on and that I can see them improving on is I just think they're a little more versatile this year, right? On the offensive end. I think they have a lot of players that can make plays for themselves and plays for others. And they, along with the defense that they have already established, if they can continue to play with that kind of effort and energy, and it also mix up the guys that can create more scoring opportunities, and maybe their pace changes just a little bit with some of the guys that they have. Maybe they play a little bit more up tempo. That's what I see sitting from where I'm sitting.
Yeah, especially looking at that guard room, and I'm sure you can speak on that. That's one of the deeper rooms I've seen for a while. And you guys are going to have a lot of options. If you guys want us to play small ball, you definitely have the numbers to go and do that and run up and down and make it a track meet. So I'm excited to see that. But, real quick, I'm kind of curious. We'll throw it to break after this. But looking at the guard room right now, what do you guys see as your strengths?
That's a great question. Honestly, I would just say versatility. You got all of us do different things very well. And I think that we can match up with any team in the country guard-wise because of the versatility we have in terms of what each of us can do in our own right. So just the versatility in the guard room is very good, and we can go any different way in the guard room. So
yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking too. I think teams are going to have a tough time trying to figure out that scouting report, especially early in the season, because they're going to see a bunch of guards and they're, I think there will still be a little bit of, what's the word? Everyone will kind of acclimate for a few periods to try to figure out, what their roles are and who's really sticking to what role. But nonetheless, like you said, you're going to have a ton of options there. Right. So even if things are a little bumpy at the beginning, you're going to have the first time in a while, I feel like since that COVID era is kind of finished, where Hoiberg's going to have some answers on the bench he can look to. And if he needs to throw a wrench in the game, he can do that. So excited to see that. And again, if you guys wanted to join the show, start our Hammond text line 402-464-5685. But we'll throw it to break here. Lloyds in Lincoln on Ticket Weekends. I'm Harrison. That's Ramel Lloyd Jr. and Ramel Lloyd Sr. We'll throw it to break and be right back.
Yes, sir.
On the block with Strick and Austin.
Sometimes playing with healthy fear is good because it makes you go 100 out. Because the more tentative you are, I always told kids, I said, listen, if you don't like this and you don't want to play, don't play. Because you're going to be worse off, probably more, by being tentative in your play as opposed to playing all out.
Weekdays from 2 to 4 on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
How was your drive to school?
Let me tell you, I had to get my iced coffee first. I just can't seem to put it down. My favorite rapper just announced a tour. My phone was buzzing like crazy. I'm so excited. I had to text all my friends right then to talk about it. Then someone started calling me and...
Let's try that again.
I turned my phone off right away. I never drive distracted.
Visit StopTextStopWrecks.org. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
I wanted to quit for so long, but I didn't know where to start.
I was afraid of what people would think. But then I found the right support to start my recovery journey. 1 in 14 Americans reports experiencing a substance use disorder, a treatable medical condition. Treatment can take many forms, so there are a variety of options to explore and find the one that works best for you. Recovery from drug addiction is possible.
Paid for by the CDC, sponsored by Nebraska DHHS, aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
They are our love bug and companions. They are our pets, our family, and they make life better. When we face unexpected challenges, so do our pets. That's why we're on a mission to support people and their pets. Whether donating a bag of kibble, sharing an Instagram post of a lost cat, or welcoming a foster pet into your home, every bit of kindness counts. Visit petsandpeopletogether.org to learn how to be a helper in your community. Brought to you by Maddie's Fund, the Humane Society of the United States, and the Ad Council.
If you can plan barbecues and weddings, you can plan to protect yourself from a natural disaster. Sign up for local alerts, prepare an emergency kit, and make a family communications plan. Get started at ready.gov/plan.
Brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
Mario fue pintor más de 30 años. Cuando me dijo que se le estaban olvidando las cosas, un día me dijeron que pintara el marco del lado por dentro y pinté el lado de afuera.
Yo le diría a la gente que le diga a su familia lo que está pasando con él.
Si algo se nota diferente, podría ser Alzheimer. Es momento de hablarlo. Visita alz.org/nuestras historias para saber más. Un mensaje de The Alzheimer's Association y the Ad Council.
When it comes to making plans, you are the best. What about those round trips, which are perfect on your way there and perfect on your way back? Or those meetings with friends, surprise parties, camps, birthdays. The same way you plan for the important moments, start planning to protect you and your loved ones from a natural disaster. Sign up for local weather and emergency alerts. Prepare an emergency kit and make a family communication. Get started at ready.gov/plan.
Brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
When you're high, you feel different. You think different, you talk different, you draw different, you listen to music different, but you probably knew that. Problem is, you also drive different, and not in a good way. That's why driving high is illegal everywhere. So if you're high, just don't drive. Make a plan to get a sober ride. Because if you feel different, you drive different. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Mario fue pintor hace 30 años. Cuando me dijo que se le estaban olvidando las cosas, fue difícil. Un día me dijeron que pintara el marco del lado por dentro y pinté el lado de afuera.
Yo le diría a la gente que le diga a su familia lo que está pasando con él.
Si algo se nota diferente, podría ser Alzheimer. Es momento de hablarlo. Visita alz.org/nuestras historias para saber más. Mensaje de The Alzheimer's Association y The Ad Council.
A smoke-free environment is the only way to fully protect from the dangers of secondhand smoke. That's why smoke policies are so important to me. Whether it's in my car, apartment building, or when I'm dining outdoors, there's no place for secondhand smoke or e-cigarette aerosol. Read Knowing the Facts. Visit free.ne.gov. Paid for by Tobacco Free Nebraska. Aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
You're listening to Lloyds in Lincoln with your hosts, Ramel Lloyd Sr. and Ramel Lloyd Jr.
All right, welcome back into Lloyds in Lincoln, our last segment of the show. We got Ramel Lloyd Sr., Ramel Lloyd Jr., host as always in here with us. And again, if you guys want to join the show, feel free to do so. 402-464-5685. That is the Sartor Heyman text line. And you can also comment on our streams, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, and Allo channel 951. As we walk in here, and we got a special guest hopping in studio right now, and some more cake dropped off as always. Here, I'll tell you guys my mic.
Red velvet.
I got a chance to meet you guys this evening.
Yeah, we sure did. How you doing, sir?
I heard you were here today. I thought I'm taking them down some red velvet.
Oh man, we appreciate that,
you, Magic.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, Magic's a long time listener.
that's
He
actually one of
pops
our
off a lot, and he
favorites, too.
takes care of our guys over here at the ticket. So it's always great to have Magic back here in studio. What'd you bring for cake? What is that one?
Red velvet.
Red velvet,
Oh,
absolutely.
goodness,
Yeah, last
so
time you
good.
brought that here, I think there's some left over, and then Sippin' Jake's at 6 a.m. Sounds like a good time to dive into some cake.
I think it was Coach Bush.
Coach Butch, yeah, I
Yeah.
think it was. Yeah, he
Yeah.
dove in that right away. But yeah, so this is you guys' first time meeting Magic?
No, we actually met at the Cedars event.
Okay, yeah.
we met then, but this is a great time though. Bring us some red velvet. Wow, favorite cakes.
We were eating Mary Ellen's, weren't we?
Yes, yeah, we were. Yeah, well, we were.
Yeah, absolutely.
Shout out Mary Ellen's.
Oh yeah.
Oh, Mary Ellen's takes care of you. Have you been down there yet, Magic?
I have.
Oh my gosh. What's your guys' go-to when you go down to Mary Ellen's? I'm always on that catfish.
Yup,
Oh,
catfish,
yeah, catfish,
baked
that's-
beans, barbecue beans with the mac and cheese.
Yep.
Can't go wrong.
That mac and cheese is to die
Yeah,
for, man.
that's probably my fave too. That catfish.
Yeah, and then I can't remember the exact address, but South Lincoln by the Pepper Jacks and by the Red Robin down there.
Pine Lake Road.
Pine Lake Road.
yeah,
Yeah, that's off Pine Lake Road. But no, if you go to Mary Ellen's, like you're not going to leave hungry. I'll say
No
that
doubt.
much. You'll be walking home with some extra as
Yeah,
well.
yeah.
But no, it's always a great time to go down there. If you want to catch some food, especially on a day like today, it's a great spot. They'll take care of you as always. But we got a little bit of time here. Magic, you an NBA fan?
I am.
Okay. Let me start with this then. Does Damian Lillard start the season on the Portland Trailblazers?
He doesn't want to, does he?
No, he's looking to get out of there. But if you're being honest, the organization still has leverage. The only thing you can argue, they're trying to do him a favor, but they're not obligated to do him any favors.
You guys are basketball guys.
I don't know. I take your approach. I just usually just wait and see what happens. There's always so much chatter and things. I mean, those people who make a living off of the assumptions and following and tracking. Me, from my standpoint of view as a fan, I just wait and see what happens.
It's probably the best route to take.
Because, I mean, you really don't know what they're planning, what they're doing. A lot of times they put out stuff for us to hear and assume and think, and they have already their whole agenda already lined up and locked in. So
yeah, you get that buzz started. We kind of saw
You know
that
what I
with
mean?
Draymond Green.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's make
Yeah,
some rumors for some money.
Absolutely.
And then you just sign back on.
And he just signed back for another
Yeah.
I
great
thought
deal.
Draymond was going to the Lakers.
Yeah, because that's what they wanted you to think.
That's what every Laker
That's why
fan
they put
do.
it out
I'll
there.
say that. The Laker fans.
Honestly, I'm
oh.
becoming a real fan though when it comes to Lakers, because you know how on Twitter the Lakers
Becoming?
fans say
Oh.
no, because like an actual casual fan though, because I think everyone's coming to the Lakers, just like every other Laker fan. If you told me Damian Lillard, Bradley Beal, and Devin Booker were going to go to the Lakers tomorrow, I'd believe you.
They do got that pull. As much as you want to deny it, they tend to do a good job about pulling. Even when the team isn't great around them, they do a pretty good job pulling guys in.
Oh yeah.
So if LeBron left the Lakers, are you still a Laker fan?
Yes, but I have more loyalty to LeBron.
At least he admitted. I mean, some people won't want to admit that, but at least he admits it. Though.
I don't really blame people anymore either, because I think at one point in time it used to be offensive. It's like you're just going to follow the player, and then it's like you look up today and it's like, well, the guys are hopping around everywhere. They don't have any loyalty to the team, so it's like, what if I'm a fan of his game? I'm not going to give it all up just because you left the team.
Well, the NBA is built that way. The NBA is built for players. Their marquee people are players, not teams necessarily, right? So, of course, they set it up for fans to be followers of players. They drive the business.
Yeah, because if you're a team first guy and you're also a James Harden fan, that'd be tough.
Yeah,
it's a long road,
bro. You're gonna follow James. Back in the day, I don't know, maybe 80s, 90s, people were more loyal to their team. Contracts were different then. Guys stayed on teams longer, so it made it, back in the 90s, you had all those centers like David Robinson, you had Patrick Ewing, Olajuwon, like those guys with those teams for 9 years, 10 years. So you were able to kind of follow the team itself. But imagine if they hopped around like the guys do now with the freedom of their contract, how many people would be fans of the teams like that even then?
Yeah, David Stern and Adam Silver are polar opposites. It's just different league. Adam Silver made it a very player-friendly league, which is good. Those guys are making the money. They're the one. I'm not coming to watch, the organization. I'm coming to watch the players.
Facts. I got an idea.
What's that?
I say we do an expansion team in Vegas called Team LeBron Las Vegas.
Well, I think that's on the way. I don't think it's going to be called LeBron's, but
LeBron Las
I think
Vegas.
he's definitely, whenever he does decide to retire, I think that they're definitely going to be in the market of looking for a team, and whatever, we're better placed in Las Vegas.
Yeah, he talked about it before. He's definitely going to be involved in one of these teams, and if it's an expansion, I mean, he's going to have the money to do it.
Yeah.
Definitely some associates as well involved with him.
Oh yeah.
What do you think about putting a team back in Seattle?
That would be my first place.
They said
Seattle,
the next two, if they were to expand, they said it would be Seattle and Vegas. So those are the two spots.
Seattle definitely needs a team. They were great up there with the Sonics, the fan base, and it's almost sad that they don't have a team.
Downtown Freddie Brown,
amazing.
Yeah,
he's taking it back. Magic's taking it back.
Downtown Freddie Brown.
I grew up watching those guys. Going to
Freddie Brown.
We'll look him up. We'll look him up on 2K later, maybe.
Oh yeah, he's in there.
That's crazy. I thought I knew everybody.
This is okay. I was 7 or 8, so this was 50 something years ago.
Yeah, so don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Before my time too, but I know it. So
it's kind of crazy because if you look at last year, that was the first time the Sacramento Sun to finally break their playoff streak. Up until that point, they were still behind the Supersonics for their last playoff win,
and they don't even have it.
So yeah, it just tells you, how long the road's been for them. But nonetheless, it is about time to get out of here. I appreciate Magic hopping in studio here with us to kind of wrap things out. Always good to see you, and appreciate the velvet cake as well. We'll try to keep that away from Bill Bush in the morning come Monday. But nonetheless,
Magic, thank you.
Thank you to Ramel Lloyd Jr., Ramel Lloyd Sr., Magic as always. It's been a great show. Again, catch the podcast later, ticketfm.com, or just go to YouTube, watch the full live stream. But this has been Lloyds in Lincoln. I'm Harrison, Ramel Lloyd Jr., Ramel Lloyd Sr., Magic. We'll get out of here. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday.
Yes, sir.